She crawled up from behind me while I was trying to set up my lack of a studio. Brooke, say hi. Say hi. What? Anyway, everybody. Sorry about how long it took me to get this video out. Should have been out like 2 weeks ago, but a lot of crap happening. I got occupied, so. But now I'm finally releasing it, and I will try to release another one the day after Christmas. I won't release it on Christmas because I want people to be able to enjoy their holiday. However, I will probably be streaming with my brother and with any other guests that might want to come on sometime later in the evening during Christmas. That way those that don't celebrate the holiday and anybody that happens to be working that day has something that they can listen to. So, if you want a little bit of entertainment, go ahead and tune in for that. So anyway, this week we are responding to
is Melissa A Fabello,
and we will be looking at what she thinks about the body positivity movement.
Welcome to Beauty School, the YouTube series.
Okay, see, if you were doing a makeup tutorial series with that title, you might actually do a lot better than you're doing with this crap. And yes, my lighting's probably going to change throughout the video because I had to film clips here and there throughout my day as I took breaks. Freight doesn't haul itself.
And our first ever video version of unpacking body politics and beauty culture through a feminist lens.
But you elected to go with cancer instead.
My name is Melissa A Fabello.
My name is Hey D77.
And today we'll be talking about my stomach. Kind of.
Hey? Uh-oh.
What, is something wrong?
I don't know. I'll be right back. Damn it!
My stomach and I have a complicated relationship. It loves and respects me and does all of the amazing things it's supposed to do.
I'm pretty sure that 99.9% of the people that own that particular organ can say the same thing.
The organ it holds helps me digest food. And my core keeps me from, like, falling down.
What do you mean the organ it holds? Your stomach is a fucking organ!
My stomach, generally speaking, does not fail me. But I sure as hell fail it. And I don't really like it very much.
You might want to be nice to your stomach.
Before it betrays you.
I have like 2 little abs instead of an Instagram-worthy core, and my waist, I feel like, doesn't quite curve in enough.
What are you talking about? Girl, you're fucking gorgeous, and I found these on your Instagram. So, what are you talking about not being Instagram-worthy?
Pants give me muffin tops half the time. By the end of the day, I feel bloated. It's just, like, not my favorite part of my body, okay? That struggle is legitimate.
Giggity giggity. Giggity goo. Stick around.
I'm a queer woman living in a patriarchal, heteronormative society, and capitalism sure as hell doesn't help.
Okay, back to my previous statement. You're freaking gorgeous. You're in shape. You are a healthy weight. Why in the fuck is... Yeah, never mind, you're a feminist. Of course you're gonna complain about that shit. It's basically one of the 10 commandments of feminism.
In a fat-phobic diet culture where we're sold the thin ideal as not just a beauty standard but also proof of our worth, it's normal to feel like you can never be skinny enough, never be pretty enough. That's real.
Okay, let's actually be real. If you're worried about beauty determining your worth, trust me, babe, you're fucking rich. Me, on the other hand.
But let's zoom out for a second. Because learning to accept our bodies is not and cannot be the focus of body liberation movements.
Actually, that is pretty much all body liberation movements should be dealing with. I mean, unless you want to free your body from those oppressive clothes, in which case, knock yourself out.
We need to widen the lens of how we talk about body-based oppression. Because while, yeah, my hatred of my stomach is totally the result of some fucked up shit, when I focus on that experience, I leave out a lot. Because when I focus on my oppression, I kind of forget about my privilege.
Okay, first you whine that you had some fucked up shit that made you hate your stomach, which I'll admit could be justified, even though there's no problems whatsoever with your stomach. But then you try to claim that it's the result of oppression and that you can't think about your oppression without forgetting about your privilege. Okay, you are not oppressed, and you don't have privilege. At least the privilege I know you're thinking about.
And when I forget about my privilege, I leave behind folks who are oppressed in ways that I am not. Body-based oppression is far more complicated and varied a concept than most people who call themselves BOPO allow for.
Okay, well, I know that number one, the people you're claiming are oppressed are not actually oppressed. Two, the people that you should be addressing that actually are oppressed, well, the place of which they live on this planet, being fat really isn't an option.
And I'm not just talking about fat, although that might be the first thing that comes to mind. Thin privilege is totally a thing.
No, it's not! And let's say for sake of argument that it was. Literally everybody can earn this type of privilege. All you have to do is go to a gym.
It's the idea that mainstream clothing sizes, airplane seats, and even the widely used BMI scale were all made to benefit us.
Okay, none of that was made to benefit thin people. It was made because being thin is the ideal weight. And if you're too big to fit on any of that shit that you mentioned, you are too fat and you need to lose weight. There's no really questioning that. Now, if you want to die from it, knock yourself out. But don't expect me to go out of my way to try and make your life easier because you're too lazy to go lose some weight.
And fat stigma absolutely needs to be at the center of the work that we do. And there are other forms of body-based oppression that we often leave out of our work completely. Racial profiling is body-based oppression.
No, it's not.
Inaccessibility for disabled people is body-based oppression.
That's not a thing either, because 99.9% of places in the United States are already handicap accessible. Places that aren't are businesses and workplaces and factories and so on and so forth that disabled people really shouldn't be in the first place.
The astounding rate of murder against trans women is body-based oppression.
Okay, yes, that is a horrible thing that is going on that does need fixed, but how in the blue fuck is that body-based oppression?
The way that we obsess about Muslim women's clothing, the prevalence of sexual violence against Native women, the fact that skin lightening creams exist.
Absolutely nothing in that sentence is body-based oppression. You're making shit up.
Non-consensual genital reconstruction on intersex infants.
That's a problem that scientists need to deal with. That is not body-based oppression.
Xenophobia and immigration bans.
It's not a ban, dumbass. And how is that body-based oppression?
The caste system, food deserts in communities of color.
Ingrown toenails, rotten gallons of milk, stubbing your toe on a coffee table when you're only wearing sandals, throwing up in your mouth a little bit, but it doesn't come out because you thought it was going to be a burp, but it wasn't. It was some nasty stuff that came up, but you had to swallow it because you were in public.
All body-based oppression. How many of us, myself included, are regularly talking about these issues through the lens of body liberation?
Not even the SJWs are talking it through the lens of body oppression because that has fuck all to do with body-based oppression.
How often are we taking a step back from my stomach will never be on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition?
Yours definitely could.
How often do we decenter ourselves and our totally legitimate experiences to make room for arguably more pressing issues outside of ourselves?
Says the one who invented a whole bunch of problems that don't actually exist.
How often are we sitting our audiences down to be like, okay, y'all, today we are talking about mass incarceration, rather than just referring them to someone else?
Wait, is the problem that we aren't sitting our audiences down to talk about mass incarceration, or that we're not referring them to somebody else that is talking about mass incarceration? Or both problems? Actually, you're probably complaining about both.
Body liberation is not about feeling good in your skin, although yes, that will be a side effect. Body liberation means tearing down all systems of oppression by drawing attention to them and making people uncomfortable with how often we ignore them.
So, body liberation, which was about feeling good in your skin, is no longer about feeling good in your skin. It is now about everything that you claim that feminism is about, just under a different name, because you said so.
So here's a challenge. Everyone watching this, especially if you fall into the categories of thin, white, and pretty.
What you guys think? Does that include me?
Choose one issue, just one, related to body-based oppression that you don't usually talk about. Now post about it. It can be an article, video, or tweet thread by someone with more expertise. It can be a series of infographics that you create with pertinent statistics.
Ha ha! I know you don't mean that. Feminists don't like statistics.
Or it could be a personal reflection on why you've never talked about this before.
Well, that's easy. Because it doesn't exist and I don't give a shit.
But say something.
Something.
And let's all try to make it a habit. Tag me at Fabello on Twitter and Instagram when you post so that I can share and learn too.
I really wish it was possible for me to screen record myself tagging her in this video, but I can't do that and put it in this video. That just wouldn't work. But it would be funny if I could do it. Thank God that is over. I don't know if she's intentionally this dumb or if she had to work at it or what the hell happened to her, but this ain't the only stupid thing that she'd come out with. I saw an Undoomed video the other week that introduced me to this chick where she's talking about whiteness, and normally I would just be like, hey, go to Undoomed's video, check it out, but this one's stupid enough, I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and take it too. And that video will be released next Tuesday, the day after Christmas. But anyway, that's what I got y'all for this week. Sorry it was so late, but hey, sometimes it happens. Anyway, till next time, catch y'all later. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good jazz. And a huge thank you to all of the YouTubers and Twitter users that gave me the amazing and hilarious 10 Commandments of Feminism. Those jokes made my day.